Okay. Hi, it's me, Trixie Mattel. I'm over on the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube. Why are you leaning out of the frame? They're not going to use you.
Oh, am I in the shot? Oh.
Yeah. Bitch. She said, you are so dumb. Okay. God, you look like you are about to check some people for their overdue library books, bitch.
The pandemic has been hard. The New York Public Library is hiring. I have an interview right after this is done. So I wanted to, try to get some work.
It would complete the illusion if you had a single friend who could read. Hi, it's me, Trixie Mattel, and welcome back to The Pit Stop, the show where we recap season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Today we have a guest in the studio who is a Congeniality, who went on to be a winner of Drag Race, Monét X Change. Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Trixie, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your lovely studio here in New York that you reserved and booked just for me to record The Pit Stop. I'm very grateful.
Isn't it gorgeous? The couch has bed bugs.
Oh no, I was wondering what that itching feeling was. It's you.
Oh yeah, another trip to the clinic for Monét. Good thing you got that punch card.
My next one is free, so this is perfect. Thank you so much.
Look, casual separates.
No, this is a full look. I'm in full hips, padding, heels, everything. I was like, this is for Trixie. I'm gonna do the full Monty.
Prove it.
Girl. Oh. I'll show you later.
She'll show us later. Oh, okay. How are you, girl? I'm honestly, I'm happy to have you, but I listen to you between Sibling Rivalry and Ebony and Irony. I listen to you all the time.
Thank you. I've been good, doing a lot of podcasts in quarantine. I'm also doing this Macbeth podcast. Myself, Manila, and Peppermint did Macbeth for like 4 weeks.
You did Macbeth with Trinity and Peppermint?
No, sorry. I probably said Trinity. Oh. It was Manila, Peppermint, and I. We were the three witches in Macbeth.
Oh, I could see it.
Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Mind you, even though I went to art school, I'm the most ignorant bitch you'll ever meet. Do you think I ever read Shakespeare before? No. Did I know what Macbeth was? No. Did I have a great time? Absolutely. It was great.
Girl, you thought a Macbeth was something off the dollar menu. Can I get a Macbeth and a fries?
Speaking of, girl, they brought the McRig back. They brought the McRib back, and it's honestly my favorite time of year. That's why I love spring. It brings great weather and McRibs.
You haven't changed a bit. Quarantine hasn't improved you in any way.
Trash.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, and you are somebody who's not just gonna let these hoes get away with so I think we should get into it. So, last week, Simone and Rosé both won, and sadly, Tina Burner sashayed away. Utica, who sent home Tina, is really feeling a certain type of way about it, and even says she feels like she took Tina's place. What did you think about that?
You know what? I think Utica she's being sorry as hell. I'm like, I hate when people go home and people are so sad. It's like, it should have been me. You know what? If it should have been you, call this bitch back in and then you go home.
Thank you.
This is not Disney Plus. This is VH1 RuPaul's Drag Race, and this girl went home so you could stay. So why are you mad? Yes, it's sad, but Tina Burner did it to her damn self. That red, orange, and yellow, girl, we were through.
There you go. Should have been a sponge, bitch.
Remember that time I went back on All Stars and I decided to wear sponges on the first episode, and Michelle Visage was like, "You stupid bitch, stop it," and I never wore or said the word sponge ever again.
So overall, Utica's been pretty polarizing with fans. What did you make of Miss Utica?
I like Utica and her fashions and some of what she's brought, and I like that she brings a little spice. Because I think Utica has made the season interesting with some of her takes, especially about Olivia's laces and her wigs that she wears. So I like that part, but I hate how apologetic she gets in the confessionals. And I feel like in the room, she's like this big bad bitch sometimes. In the confessionals, she's like, "Ooh, I'm just a cookie." I'm like, girl, wait, I want that same energy in front of the camera, in the workroom, and back in the confessionals.
It is a Midwestern thing where you're supposed to be nice all the time. I mean, they say she's Minnesota nice, which means it's like everything is super nice. But you have a wig on a TV show. You should be the meanest person anyone's ever seen.
Honestly.
Kandi is also the only one without a win going into the episode. Do you think that's getting to her, especially with someone like Simone having 4 wins?
Full tea, I don't think wins are, yes, they're important, but I don't think that is an immediate deterrent from getting you to the finals, because we've seen in later episodes of Drag Race, wins are, yes, they're important still. I'm not saying that, y'all, but there's still a way to make it happen, even if you don't have the best track record going into the final episodes.
As long as you get wins towards the end, I think that's more important. That's even more fresh in people's minds.
100%.
Not to mention, it depends on the challenge. If you win some challenge no one cares about, who cares? If you win Snatch Game, you can win and everyone is like, yeah, that's fine.
Bitch, if you win Snatch Game, people will treat you like you're Muhammad Ali, okay? They're like, the champ is here! The champ, I'm like, oh my God, it's just Snatch Game. And her name was Aquarius, she wasn't that great.
Girl. So the next day, Ru announces for the mini challenge, the queens have to pair up and do a makeup tutorial where one queen is the arms for the other and applies makeup to her face. How did you think the queens did?
I love when Drag Race does new mini challenges, because, you know, some of them we like to see again, but when a new, fresh one that's also really fun, it was cute. I loved Kandi and Rosé. They were together, it was really cute, but you are working in tandem, right? The person who is the arms needs to make funny, strong choices, but the person who's the head, the mouthpiece, if they don't have a good wit and humor about them to make a joke about what their hands are doing, it'll kind of all come crumbling down. So it was cute, it was refreshing, and I really enjoyed it.
I thought like, oh God, it's a mini challenge where they're gonna do makeup tutorials, which who would do makeup on YouTube? Not me. And then when I realized it was like lamb chops, like hands on the dog face, I was like, oh.
I will say, Gottmik surprised me too. Gottmik was really funny in what she was saying. I was like, this bitch is like funny, and no shade, you know, going to the season, I was like, oh, she's obviously one of the fashion queens, one of the look queens, she's only gonna do that. But Gottmik has proven in the improv challenge, in Snatch Game, she is funny.
Who was your favorite pair, you think?
Whoever Gottmik was with, because Gottmik's jokes were so funny. I really enjoyed them. But I wasn't mad that Rosé won, but I did like Gottmik's team pairing the best.
It was Utica and Gottmik, and Utica had really long arms compared to Gottmik, who's probably 5'5". That cracked my shit up.
Yeah, it was good.
I think we would do good at that.
We would be so funny, like your white face and my black arms, girl. It would be like, oh my God.
That sounds wonderful. If you and Bob were partnered for this all sinners, not all winners, all sinners. Y'all are a bunch of sinners. If you and Bob were partnered for this all winners season, who would be the arms and who would be the one talking?
Ooh, I will definitely let Bob talk, and I'll be the arms. For a couple reasons. One, Bob is good. Bob is very funny, and Bob is good with his mouth. But Bob knows nothing about makeup, so I would like to make the makeup choices for him, and let him do the jokes and talk.
So Rosé and Kandi win. Congrats, Team New York City. Woo! So Monét, for the Maxi Challenge today, I'm so happy you're here because it's the Nice Girls Roast. Monét, do you love a roast?
Oh, I love roast. I love roast. It's my favorite type of humor. Just mean, vicious. Okay, the best roast jokes are the ones that are they cut deep, but they're so funny you have to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Like you just have to. And I love a good roast. I've been a part of many, and I love a roast.
Roasts are tough because I'm just gonna say, people like you and I, roasts come very natural to us, that type of joke. That's how we talk to each other off camera. But like, for some people, not really understanding the humor in a roast, it's like being musically tone deaf or something.
Sometimes people's gut reaction is to just be super mean, but it's like, but there was no joke there, so you're just being an asshole.
Girl, we will get there, but there were some jokes that were 1% funny, 99% mean, and I will say, I was still laughing.
I was laughing too. I was cracking up.
And once in a while on Drag Race, I'm just like, ah! And today, some of those jokes, I was like, ah! What do you think about the theme of them roasting Miss Congenialities?
I am wondering who casted this episode and why was my phone not rang? Why ain't nobody called me? I am the only Miss Congeniality that also won the show. If anybody should have been there, it should have been me.
So did you catch that moment when Ru admitted he was wrong to tell Valentina to take off her mask?
Wait, no, did I miss that?
He goes, "I'd like to keep it on, please." And he's like, "I guess she should have," or like, "She was right."
I love that. Ru is another one that can make fun of himself, which I love that Ru makes fun of himself. He doesn't take himself so seriously.
So as winners of the mini challenge, Rosé and Candy get to pick the order and they put themselves first and last. How important is the order, you think, at a roast?
I think the order is important. I think the order, before you even get on the stage, the order is setting the tone between the performers of what energy you need to have and what can potentially happen. I think going first is a great position, and setting yourself up to go behind someone that's not like typically funny is good, because at best they're gonna do a good job, at worst they're gonna suck and you're gonna look better because you're gonna outshine them.
Before we get into these queens, tell me your memories of the roast challenge in All Stars 4 when you got to roast Lady Bunny on her deathbed. Rip Lady Bunny.
Oh, yeah, we wrote the Lady Bunny. That was a really fun one. Again, that was one, I was like, when we were all getting together to figure out the order, I was like, I don't care where I am, but I do think that your order is important, but not to be shady, I didn't really think anyone there was huge competition, so I was concerned with someone upping me and following someone. So I was like, I'll go first, I'll open it, it's like whatever. But yeah, it was a really fun roast, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was cute.
Pretend you've not seen the challenge yet. Who do you think is gonna do well and who do you think is gonna struggle?
I think Rosé is going to do well. She's so dynamic, she's so funny, and she's been funny throughout the season, like in the acting challenges, in the Snatch Game, she has been funny. So I'm thinking Rosé is gonna do really well. I would be worried for Gottmik because, again, even though she was funny in Snatch Game, doing a roast is just different energy. That hit different. So I would be a little worried for Ms. Gottmik.
So as the queens prepare, we see a little more tension between Olivia and Utica. What do you think that's all about?
Tina Burner was alluding that Olivia is a bit of a diva. And I think that maybe a little bit of that is percolating because all the girls are like, this bitch has been a diva the whole time. And I think that adversely, everyone is like recognizing that Utica is a little bit of a bitch too. But listen, when you're in drag, this is what, week 12 at this point, you have been doing for 12 weeks. Your threshold for holding back your tongue is gone. When start getting you mad, you just start vocalizing and just start letting bitches know.
You know, I love Olivia. She is the president of the United States to me. She's the host of RuPaul's Drag Race. Your brand is being nice. Give me a break. I've never rushed to see a drag show where the person is nice.
Girl,
I want to go see Bianca at a bar who's borderline punching people in the face.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you want nice, go buy a ticket to the Wiggles. Okay, this is Drag Race.
Also, when Rosé was fully laughing at herself, was it giving you Alyssa Edwards in season 5 when she was like telling her jokes?
Oh my God. That is one of my favorite Drag Race memories because Alyssa, all of us who have worked with Alyssa a lot know, that was not acting. That is Alyssa all the time. Like,
that's Alyssa at the airport. Her being like, oh.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, oh. I can't read this last one.
Huh. Ooh. It's really everything. The queens rehearse in front of Michelle and guest judge Lonnie Love, who we love, and Utica is coming off pretty mean. Do you think that's a common pitfall when non-comedy queens try to roast?
Watching Utica which again, because she's playing this whole like nice girl from Minnesota thing, and then she's just fat shaming Michelle and Lonnie. It was like, oh my God.
I love when people roast well, but I have to say, nothing makes me laugh harder than someone bombing a roast. I'm sorry. It is so, when someone goes, and that girl, and there's crickets, it's the funniest thing in the world to me. So watching Utica make a whale joke and then go like this to Lonnie Love, were you surprised and shocked?
No, skinny bitches are evil and they need to be destroyed.
Woo! There you go. Monet, do you think Pheromone's line, "Let's get this roast a-cookin," is forever iconic?
Let's get this roast a-cookin'.
Let's get this roast a-cookin'.
Yes. I love Farrah. Farrah is one of the most genuine people I've ever met in my life. She is not doing a thing. That is just her disposition. I'm obsessed. Touring with Pheromone is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, Pheromone is one of the funniest people ever.
So good.
How do you think your fellow Miss Congenialities looked?
Oh, I think they look great. I loved Heidi's outfit. I would wear that. I think she looked stunning. I love. They look great.
They really all looked great. I mean, Valentina, what else is new? Flawless. Nina looked amazing. Since there's only 6, let's go queen by queen and get your thoughts on each queen's roasting abilities. First up, Candy Muse.
Candy Muse was good. I think she was funny. I think going first, she set the tone for the room. I think she looked pretty. I think Candy was funny, and I was honestly shocked. I didn't think she would be as funny as she was. I was thoroughly impressed.
I actually think she broke the ice so well that she even helped everyone else. She set the tone. What did you think of Simone?
First of all, okay, strikes. Strike one, your cards. Strike 2, the umming and the oohing and the e and the oops. Like, I was like, oh no, like that is just such a tell that you're not comfortable and you're not gonna do a good job.
I know, and I mean, disclaimer, these girls due to COVID-19 had to do a roast in front of no audience, which is also obviously
this is true.
harder.
Hard, oh my God, yes, that's so true.
God,
yes,
I mean,
yes.
Performing for no laughs, tell us what it's like, Monet. What'd you think of Utica?
Oh my God, this is gonna go down in Drag Race history. It was the most funniest / uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. I was literally sitting here watching it like, I couldn't like look at the screen too long because I couldn't watch the judges' reactions. I didn't want to watch her doing it. It was so uncomfortable to watch. I felt horrible. Not for her, for the judges, because she was just being mean. She was being mean to all the Congeniality girls.
Like, I think that's what's on the tape in the movie The Ring. It's Utica's roast performance. And that's how you die 7 days later. It was so awful. And it was the same jokes she did from the coaching, unchanged.
Yeah. After the 2 judges literally said, do not do this, she kept all of them in anyway.
It was so mean and so bad, but I loved it. It was so fun to watch.
Which a few weeks ago, she was like, I'm the funniest person in my comedy troupe. I'm like, yeah, that's because there are 200 people living in your town, bitch.
Oh my God.
Like, you know.
Ugh, Gottmik. What'd you think of Gottmik's roasting?
Oh my God, I am so impressed by Gottmik. I keep on getting impressed by her. Snatch Game was the first time I was like, whoa. Like, I had my, I thought she was great in fashion, all that stuff, but with the comedy thing, I'm like, this is, what a lovely, well-rounded, dynamic queen. She who can do multiple things and be good at them. I was so thoroughly impressed by how funny she was.
I guess we've learned something here, Monet. Maybe you shouldn't judge people, Maybe you should let people show you who they are instead of making snap judgments on their characters, Monet. No, I'm with you. Anybody that beautiful, I'm always like, well, there's no way that they can excel in a challenge like this, but she really did.
Yeah.
Olivia Lux.
The baby voice. What the was that? Why? Where did the baby? He does this. I don't understand. Oh, I'm drooling.
She has a baby voice, but you're drooling. Got it. Got it.
You're like, I just don't understand why she's doing it like this.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I just don't understand why. I didn't get what that was about. I didn't enjoy that.
If I looked like Olivia, I would be so much more ferocious with the way I carry myself.
Yeah, right? Because she's been doing a great job this season. She's looked great on so many of the runways. She's won like 2 challenges now. So like, I would be more unapologetic in my presentation. She's constantly apologizing in her demeanor and how she presents herself to the judges. And I'm like, no, bitch, have a little more power in you.
The only thing I apologize for when I enter a room is like, sorry that I gave everyone here a huge.
Ooh, Lord, this is too much for me, Jesus.
That's the only thing I have to apologize for.
Let me get him right in the center.
Finally, Miss Rosé.
Oh, Rosé, funny. I did not enjoy this outfit, but I did enjoy her comedy. I thought she was really funny. I thought that Rosé was doing what Rosé be doing when I see her perform in New York City. To me, she felt as funny as she was in the rehearsal. I didn't understand that critique. But I thought she was funny. I enjoyed Rosé a lot.
My favorite joke of the night was Rosé to RuPaul. One of us is a recording artist and one of us is a singer. Ooh.
That is so good.
That is such a good roast joke. Who was your favorite roaster of the evening?
Ooh, my favorite roaster of the evening would have to be... I would give it to Rosé. I mean, I part of me wants to give it to Candy because I didn't expect her to do so well, and she did really well. So that part of me wants to give it to her for that. But in terms of like subject matter and like material, I just enjoyed Rosé's set way more than Candy's.
Yeah, my favorite was Gottmik, honestly. I thought she let those have it. And who was your least favorite? Who was the worst?
Least favorite? Okay, the worst one to me was Utica, but it was so bad it was funny again.
Exactly. She might be the worst, but she is not my least favorite. Like, I will be talking about this performance for years. After judges' critiques, we find out the winner is Candy Muse, scoring her first win. Do you agree?
Her first win. I don't agree. Should have been Rosé or Gottmik. Candy Muse is pushing herself into a nice position. I think now everyone left has at least one win. So it's still, I think Simone is definitely exceeding above and beyond, but with everyone else, I think that there's still a lot of wiggle room, no pun intended, to Utica. So I think that, Candy is pushing herself into a better position in the game.
And in the bottom two are Simone and Utica, who also happen to have been the winners of the makeover challenge. Do you agree with the bottom two?
I don't. It should have been Simone and Olivia. I think that Utica, oh, excuse me. What a lady. Sorry, Lord.
But is it fashion?
I think it should have been Simone and Olivia. I don't think Utica should have been the bottom. Yeah, it was mean, but there was so funny jokes there.
I know.
And Simone maybe would have. I think maybe Simone would have sent Olivia home too. Simone is she's a good performer.
Simone and Utica lip sync to "No Tears Left to Cry" by Ariana Grande. Monet, you've lip synced to Ariana before on Drag Race. What did you think of this lip sync?
First of all, what a great lip sync song. I love this song. Bitch, just when this song came out, this was like my workout song for like 7 months. I love it. It feels so good.
You worked out for 7 months? I'm sorry.
Who is this bitch talking to? Who is she talking to? She's talking to me. She's talking to me? Uh-huh.
Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you for a cheap jab.
No, I thought this was a good lip sync. I thought that Simone did the thing. I think that her lip sync style is very cute, it's funny, but it's also be sensual. I love the way she lip syncs.
Simone wins the lip sync and Utica sachets away. Do you agree that Simone won the lip sync?
Yes, 1000%. I agreed. Yeah, she turned it.
She let her have it.
Bye, Utica.
Utica, I will say, Utica has done some great lip syncs on this program. Simone did let her have it.
Surprisingly, go like at the top of the season, I would not think Utica would do such great lip sync performances as she does. And so I'm like thoroughly impressed by the job she's done, but Simone just got her.
Monet, we're so close to the end. Out of this top 5, who is the winner to you, if you had to pick now?
Ooh, the top 5. The winner to me, Simone. I think Simone has clearly come in and dominated pretty much every runway. She nails it. Even though she don't wear hips.
She was in the bottom today.
I know, but this was different.
That's what's funny about Simone though. She's either winning or in the bottom. She's very hot cold.
True.
Do you think being in the bottom multiple times counts against you? Because Simone's been in the bottom a few times.
No, I don't think so. I think that going into these final episodes, that doesn't matter.
I agree with you. And if you are in the bottom but you persevere, it's not a story of you being in the bottom. It's a story of you winning a lip sync. Monet, thank you for joining me so much today. You're one of my favorite drag queens. I love you so much. I love listening to all your programming. I watch everything you do, and you're just everything to me.
I love you so much, Trixie. Even that little bow in your head, I've been staring at it the whole time, and I'm like, this is insane.
If you put a small bow in your hair, people will be like, wow, her hair's huge.
That's smart. You are hands down one of the smartest queens I know. That's great. That's so smart.
Well, you know a lot of dumb bitches. And thank you so much for watching The Pit Stop. Next week, we're going to recap episode 13 of season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Goodbye.
Bye.
Imagine this industry if you could not take a joke about yourself.
Yeah, when you're in drag, if you cannot take a joke and a then what are you doing? Why are you here?
Why are you here? Not for the money.
Oh, it wasn't recording the whole time?
Look over here. The Drag Race YouTube channel is always bringing amazing content, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing.